All right, hey everybody, Mega Jeff in the house. So look at that package. Let's do an unboxing. This is the monthly Metalhead box. This is the December one. I'm glad that it seems that the mail is starting to kind of catch up. The November Metalhead box took a long time because, of course, it gets mailed at the end of November. Spent the whole month of December in the mail system, tied up. This one went out at the end of December, and it's here. It comes from Canada, so I'd expect it to take a little longer, but it definitely got here a lot faster than the last one. So, anyway, I'm going to be doing this video a little different, I learned after last month. You won't really know the difference, though, because you're just watching it. But last month when I did this, I opened it up, and kind of my initial assumption about some of the stuff I saw kind of appeared more, you know, as a negative value. And then, of course, I later made a second video, kind of came back after listening to it and decided, you know, the stuff that I received wasn't as bad as I initially thought. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open this on the camera. We're going to take a look at everything. You'll get my initial response to it. Then I'm going to go back, and I am going to spend some time today listening to them, and I'll complete the video with my actual take on them. So I don't want to misrepresent anything that I don't know. I don't want to judge a book by its cover. Put it that way. So let's get into this. Got my new handy dandy. This is my one of my Christmas presents. It's one of those multi-tools with the, you know, it's got the pliers and everything in it. But it also has a knife. If you're unfamiliar with the Metalhead Box and you haven't seen my previous videos, basically it is a monthly subscription service. They send out metal based upon the choice of genre that you choose. They also include in these boxes, the box that I have is the 2 vinyl records per month. They have other versions. You can get a t-shirt, which I don't splurge for. They have CD boxes, etc. And they send you extras with it. And I do understand the extras, you know, they tend to be things like, well, like this, you know, vinyl platter. The extras tend to be, you know, those may be on the more extreme metal side because they get a whole bunch of stuff in from certain bands, signatures, things like that, and they send them out like that. So I expect the extras to tend to be bands that are probably on a little more heavier side, and then the music hopefully is along the alley of what I chose. Let's see what we got. First up, they send these enamel pins. So we do got one of those this time. And unfortunately, because it does appear to be of the, you know, darker, more extreme metal, you know, look, I am not recognizing who this is representative of. Sorry for all of you who are into this, and he's probably very popular. I just don't know who he is. All right, we got us a hat. It's got embroidered on it. It says Razor. Now, Razor is a band that I am familiar with. They are a Canadian speed thrash type band. They've been around since the 80s. I've seen them around a lot. I personally don't own any of their stuff. I am not opposed to it, though, because it seems like back in the day I heard some of it. And I like speed and some of that thrash from the classic styles. They have quite a few albums out that came out from the 80s and into the 90s. And the most recent release is a 2016 live concert album. So yeah, sure, this is cool. I can wear this. Represent. All right, now let's get into the actual music we got here. All right, this is just an album cover, and it looks like it says Infuriate. So again, this is just a cover. There's no record on this. I don't know if this is a stiffener or simply sent for the art. It definitely appears to be on the more extreme metal looking side. I love the cover though. I love that artwork. Kind of neat. Infuriate. Yeah. Just a cover though. Alright, let's move on. Based on last month's video, I had watched some other people's videos. I knew some of the bands that other people were getting. Again, there's a lot of different genres you can choose from, so you never know what you're going to get, because other people might get death metal, heavy, you know, extreme metal of different types, doom metal, black metal. And so I was seeing other people opening this stuff, and it all was the extreme stuff. So when I got it and saw that the band I was getting was similar, it kind of was bumming me out at first. This you can look at and immediately this does not look like any of that stuff. Freeways, Canadian hard rock. So immediately, yeah, I'm all into, you know, RVs. Immediately I could get the whole different tone of this as far as the kind of genre of music it would fit into. This definitely belongs in the box that I chose. So far, this looks exciting. I'm not familiar with the band, but everything about it is, it looks kind of fun with that. But everything about it, it is Freeway's debut full-length, combines the sounds of 70s giants like UFO, Thin Lizzy, April Wine, with the unsung heroes of the Nawabum and pub rock eras. 7 catchy tracks loaded with tasty riffs. Every one of those bands you can't go wrong with. So I'm already thinking I'm going to love this. Unless the guy starts barking off death metal growls over top of that kind of great music. Aha, yes. Okay, look at that. That's on like a bone white. I call it bone white because I have another record that's labeled that, and it's a darker white like that. More of a creamy than it is a bright white. Oh yeah, here you go. Here you go. I forgot to look at this. Freeways. Look at that band. That right there, that screams 70s to me. I'm getting excited. Oh, it came with the card, which is, I'm assuming this is just other bands on that label. It was in there, the Temple of Mystery Records. Yeah, these are other releases. Same label that record is on. All right. Possessed Steel. Adris, I assume, something like that. So again, I don't know much about them, but immediately the cover is telling me it's fantasy looking. It definitely has the power metal feel with the, you know, that kind of imagery, the, you know, Lord of the Rings type medieval. Just the name Possessed Steel, you know, steel, you got all that. It just sounds like warrior stuff. I am loving how it's got this, it's, you know, a flat, not super glossy. It kind of gives it a, I don't know, an interesting older feel. Let's take a look at the actual record inside, because I do see that it's colored. That's kind of a gold. I think I am going to seriously dig both of these. All right. Then we do have in here one of the signature cards. All right. The signature card here is Mike Browning. Get that in there. And they do this, like I say, on we got one before from Benediction, and here we got the drummer. Now, Mike Browning, my understanding is he is the, it says here, drums and vocals. Now, he was the, back in the days of Morbid Angel's drummer, and then they went on to do Nocturnus. And Nocturnus released a few albums in the 90s, but then this is a spinoff for Nocturnus AD, which is where he picks up with slightly different name change, and they have released an album under that name too. So Nocturnus AD. Yeah, cool. I'm not as familiar with their music. I know who Morbid Angel is, but you know, these are kind of neat, just kind of neat paraphernalia. So anyway, cool stuff. I'm going to check these out. I'll be back and we'll see what goes on here. Okay, so here's the verdict. Here's what we have. These bands are aptly described. This is just solid hard rock. Definitely a Nawabum feel to it. It's got, you know, it's just steady riffage. All the bands that they reference, UFO and things like that, I can feel a lot of that in there. So yes, quite a solid release for a new band, bringing back the sound. It does have, I didn't show this before, it's got an insert with the lyrics and the collage. Some classic hard rock from a new Canadian band. Now, this one, Possessed Steel. Of course, you know, you look at the cover, you kind of envision what it might be like. It's not quite what I was thinking as far as my assumption was, hey, it's got the power metal feel. It is traditional metal. I say it's not power metal in the sense that most power metal that I tend to listen to has that just machine gun steady double bass through almost every song, to the point where they all start to sound the same to me a lot of times. This is not that. It's more mid-tempo. It's just solid metal. They do kick it up a notch. There is some double bass going on in there, but for the most part, it's telling a story. It's just solid metal riffage. Now it does have little, the insert here is 4 pages, and as you can see, it's got the prophecy of Hadrian. So it's got a storyline to it. Look at this. It's got a map. It's got more. It's got the lyrics. So, you know, definitely you got this Lord of the Rings feel to it. Medieval feel to it. And like I say, it does seem to tell a story. So looking to dig into it even further, examine the lyrics. It's got, you know, more storyline and stuff to it. So definitely sounds cool. I like the storyline aspect. I like Lord of the Rings, medieval stuff. All of that is all kind of brought up in here. So, okay, yes. In conclusion, I am satisfied with this box. I would say this is a nice bounce back. This month's box is, or December, I should say, is definitely a step in the direction of what I have chose to pick as my genres of musical taste. So yes, 2 thumbs up. Sounds great. Looking forward to rocking these a little bit further. If you haven't checked out the Metalhead Box, do so. Like I say, you can get different types of music. Look on YouTube at some of the other people that are getting them. There's a lot of people that make videos, and you can find the kind of variety that people get. And if you're into different types of metal, just, you know, look at the kind of stuff that people are getting. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later. Rock on.